Head coach of the Super Eagles, Austin Eguavon, has released his third list. Yes, this is the third list that he's releasing as head coach, or interim coach of the Super Eagles. And this time, the list is for the double header. Well, we're not double header, but the game between Benin Republic and Nigeria, and the game between Nigeria and Rwanda. My name is Modo Victor, and you're welcome to Ball and Banter. And as usual, I have bad mouth, good mouth, season analyst, Ekirite Kelvin.
So I'm not going to say I have bad mouth or anything, but
okay, but you.
So maybe the name of the show for today should be Ball, Banter, and Rants.
Okay.
Because we've got a lot of things to rant about. The Super Eagles squad. I don't know where to start.
Wait.
Okay.
Let us give them the squad first. So Eguavon has released his squad. I mean, his previous two squads raised a bit of rancor, but I think this one has raised a lot of rancor. Let me just quickly run through it. We have Amas Obasoge, we have Maduka Okoye, we have Stanley Nwabali, we have Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno, Calvin Bassey, Gabriel Osho, Luton Town could not make it because of injury. He's now with the team. He now plays in Auxerre and has been amazing this season. We have Ola Aino, Victor Collins, Nasarawa United, left-sided centre-back, and William Chus-Ekong for defenders. We have Alex Iwobi, Al Hassan Yusuf, Frank Dele Bashir, Frank Onyeka, Rafael Onyedika, Wilfred Ndidi, and for strikers, Ademola Lookman, soon to be crowned African best, Kelechi Iheanacho, Moses Simon, Sadiq Umar, Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Boniface, and Victor Osimhen. And the moment this list was sent out by the NFF, comments have trailed the list. A lot of comments, some in support, some asking mighty questions, and I'm here to throw the question directly to Kelvin, my guy. What do you think?
So the question for you is, who are those that are in support of this list? no, just give me a name of someone that is in support of this list. Number one, I'm not really. Let me just use my phone, right? So I'm not going to go towards for the goalkeeping position. Okay. Fantastic, of course. We expected these guys to be there, but let's go to the front.
All right.
Samuel Chukwueze, fine, definitely, right?
Okay.
Victor Osimhen, of course. Welcome back, Victor
Definitely.
Osimhen. And you know that anytime Victor is playing, we're definitely going to get a win, or
we play a lot better.
We're going to play a lot better. Ademola Lookman, of course, you know, Ballon d'Or, number 14.
Best player at the moment.
Best player
from Nigeria
best African player at the moment. Kelechi Iheanacho. See, before I go back to Kelechi Iheanacho, let me just finish the list. So we have Kelechi Iheanacho, Victor Boniface. He's been doing well for club, but national team, I don't understand what's wrong.
Amazing form at club level, though.
Yes, but for the national team. Then we have Moses Simon. Of course, they had a stinker in their last game for Nantes, but that doesn't really matter when it comes to the national team. It shows up every time.
One of our most consistent players.
Sadiq
Umar, yes.
So what is Sadiq Umar doing on this?
I mean, this is like, he has had like 11 or more caps for the Super Eagles. He has been with the team for a while, and yes, no, sorry, you can continue your.
So I actually don't know where to start, right? Because I feel this is an unjust list because let me go back to what Eguavon has said before the last qualifier. So I'm not quoting him verbatim, but I'm just going to like paraphrase what he said. So the question was, why don't we have Tolu Arokodare that plays for KRC Genk on this list that was back then, as well as Siri Desas? And he said, okay, he decided to go with Kelechi Iheanacho and one other player because of it. Yes, and Taiwo.
And at the press conference, he was asked point blank if Cyril or Tolu, I think one of those two was the direct question, will be invited for the next qualifiers, and he said yes.
So what happened now? Are those players injured? I don't think they are injured.
Okay.
So they are not injured because just over the weekend, Tolu Arokodare provided a very beautiful assist. His third of the season. He's played 13 games for KRC Genk.
14 games overall this season.
14 overall this season, 13 in the league, and he has scored 8 goals and 3 assists. So let's go to Sadiq Umar, right? Okay. So Sadiq Umar he's played 8 games in all competitions. Okay. Just 1 assist, no goal. And even the games he started, he played about 60-something minutes, 2 games, no goals, no assists. Nothing in the league. Then let's now go to Kelechi Iheanacho. So he scored 2 goals recently, right? Yeah. In the Copa del Rey against a team that plays in what division? Division 2,
third division 3? I think.
Third division,
in the
of
third
course.
Division, yes.
Of course, you should score against a team that plays in the third division. Then in the league, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So
about 6 games in the league,
6 games in the league and nothing. Then you decide to leave. Let's even say Cyril Dessers had a time where he didn't get a couple of goals. So he had a spell.
Has played 18 games. He has 8 goals and 3 assists.
Okay. And if you look at the statistics, right? I think he just got back to scoring ways, right? Yes. He scored in the cup. Before then, he didn't score for like a couple of games, 3 or 4 games. But the fact that he has those number of goals, he deserves a call-up. And this is not a stranger to the national team. He's been at the national team, not attended any major competition though. Yeah. But he's always been
unlucky with major competitions.
Yes, he's always been around when we need a striker, when somebody's not playing well, then you bring in Cyril Dessers. You understand? But for a player like Tolu Arokodare, just look at that player. Well made, well chiseled. This guy plays good football. No, just watch him.
He's trending at the moment.
He has to be trending.
And something about mental health, his support for...
Yes. That was over the weekend. And there was a question that Dazan asked him that, okay, why did you say this? And it was like, some of his teammates started reaching out to him and asking him questions like, are you okay, Tolu? Because it's somebody who is very, very jovial. Yeah. He plays a lot. But coming out to say something about love yourself, and people were like, whoa, what's going on?
So for sure.
Maybe he saw this was going to happen. But the thing is that, then you see, there was this thing I said. This is bad PR for Osimhen Eguavoen. Osimhen Eguavoen has been in the good graces of Nigerian fans recently, right? Because of good results. And there was a bit of question during the last qualifiers based on the invites, right? Then you now
who was the player in focus again? Benjamin?
Yes, there was Benjamin Tanimu. Then there was back then, right?
And there was Kelechi
Iheanacho as well as Taiwo Awoniyi. So Taiwo Awoniyi, as at that time, had played, I think, how many games? 4-5 games without a goal. And currently, he's played about 7 games still without a goal. Okay. So we know he is off form. Definitely, we're not expecting Taiwo Awoniyi. Hold on. Then Ejuke is injured. We're not expecting Ejuke.
Injured out.
Osimhen is back, right? Then 2 players that are not supposed to make this list in that forward position, Kelechi Iheanacho as well as Sadiq Umar. When did they even see Sadiq Umar? So this begs the question, like, maybe just to save face. I don't understand if he wants to save face or he wants to kind of like exonerate himself. That save face is the wrong word. Like,
that's Eguavoen.
Eguavoen should try and exonerate himself and probably say, I made a list and probably this list was adjusted just before it was sent out.
Okay, sorry. So just to clarify, I won't be holding brief for Eguavoen, but I can talk about the last international window. Okay. Now, Victor Osimhen dropped out
because of
injury just before that list happened, right? And if your most experienced striker, and give or take, is not available, you prefer to execute the game with two people that are conversant with the national team. That definitely ensured that Awoniyi was in that team. Now, also for Benjamin
Tanimu.
For Benjamin and Tanimu, I can walk you through that. Olisanda was the player invited in that position. And
he wasn't invited, right? He got injured before the invite came out.
No, his invite had gone out already. You get the list was just not released. Okay. So Olisanda then pulls up injured after winning a cup game.
That was before the cup game.
Yes,
let's leave all of those around, right?
No, his main injury. Okay, you understand? Okay. But he pulls out from the game, and then the next friend that has to stand. Remember, it's a double header against Libya, and we need 6 points. You get so at that moment, I didn't expect the coach to gamble with new invites. I expect that and that he was going to go straight to someone that had been around the team. So there entered Benjamin and Tanimu. But for this game, right, I am not holding brief for anybody. I really want to know Eguavoen's line of thought, quite frankly.
So that's why I said maybe he has to come out and try and exonerate himself, try and tell us the rationale behind.
What of the defense? Victor Collins.
For the defense, Victor Collins, I would say maybe Victor Collins was invited because a couple of other players are currently in the Chan camp preparing for Chan, and maybe decided to just pick one player to just join up with the national team. So that's like the only excuse.
Okay, so he probably saw him at the Chan training.
Maybe at the Chan training, because according to everything I've heard, they even said Collins is not even part of the top 10, best center defenders in the NPFL.
I mean, he was not a definite starter for Remo Stars last season. Was not able to definitely break into the team. You get this season he's playing for National, yes, but I would share the sentiment that he's not. He's not your first pick for centre back, and mostly as his left-sided centre back, which we have Calvin Bassey for. So it would have been explainable if Calvin Bassey pulled up injured. So it's a slightly more suspect when he's also a left-sided and centre back.
So I don't think we should stay too long on that on the defensive lineup because I think it's equally very very solid, right? Olaino is not Olaino. Simi Ajayi is injured. He will be out for about 4 months. So we're praying for him. We hope he gets back.
Gabriel Osho.
But Gabriel Osho has been good. He was invited when he was in the Prem.
Luton, yes.
But he couldn't come because of injury. But now that he's playing in France, he's been playing very very well. So he deserves his call up. And we need some. A couple of new faces, right? Let's try out new people because Trust Ekong is almost on his way. Remember when we had Leon Balogun?
Yes.
We gradually phased out Leon Balogun. So I'm not saying it's time to phase out. That guy can go another 5 years.
Let us clarify. Leon Balogun is playing wonderful football at the moment, enjoying life in his club. But he can even still get a call up. Plus, he has not pulled out from national team.
He has not pulled out.
Just to be clear.
But let's go to the midfield, right?
Okay.
So for the midfield, I'm okay with
regular suspects.
Of course, Wilfred Ndidi, Raphael Onyedika, Hassan Yusuf, Fisayo
Heads up, he's about to ask about the guy from Getafe.
Yes. So, yes.
Cristantus.
So, I got to know about Cristantus. I knew when that transfer happened, but I didn't really look because it was coming from a Division 3 club to the Spanish La Liga.
Football is
do you understand? From Division 3 to a starter in the La Liga.
Just to clarify, he left Nigeria Kwekwe football a year before that move to La Liga happened.
No. Then he went to Division 3 first.
Yes.
So he played in Division 3. Then from Division 3 straight to the La Liga.
Exactly. He left Nigeria
that's stuff of fairy tale.
Totally.
Definitely stuff of fairy tale.
So something must be there.
A fantastic player. Then, and I saw an interview that he did. That there's a lot of racism in Spanish football. That he plays a lot, he dribbles,
and he gets fouled, and the referee blows
and they don't call, and the referee does not call the foul, right? Then he sees something like very very easy, and the referee calls it. So that brought him to the limelight. And look at some of the clubs that are interested in him. Chelsea, among the clubs interested in a player that played in Division 3 last season. So, and another thing is, Iguavon, come on. We need just 1 point, right?
Yes.
So we need a draw.
We actually need 1 point from a possible 6
for the AFCON. So why not try new faces?
Also, let's not forget that Libya is also appealing. Though I don't think the appeal will actually have any headway.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Let's go to Cote d'Ivoire. Let's play Benin. We'll beat Benin. But the fact is that
just to be clear, Benin beat us the last time at Stade Hofe Felix.
We had another coach. We had another coach. So this is not an Iguavon.
If you're watching this, I apologize on behalf of
we apologize, right? I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He's not a bad coach. He's doing well with Rivers United.
Yes.
But I think he should have just stayed in the MPFL, right? Instead of taking, sometimes you bite more than what you can chew. It happens to the best of us. So, but you'll be fine. So, but now, right? Iguavon is not new to the team.
Okay.
Iguavon knows.
True.
Genotro.
True.
And that was how he was able to beat Genotro.
He was the technical director for Genotro.
So he was always advising Genotro. So it's just for him to take part of the advice he used to give to Genotro and
apply it.
And you understand.
All right now.
So now I expect us to at least get a point and be home and dry.
Try a few more players.
And try a few more players.
Okay.
So while you're trying,
who will you have dropped in this midfield to try Cristiano?
Halassan definitely. Definitely. So I'm not saying. So the thing is, sometimes you invite players and you start them, and that was how Fisayo Dele Bashiru started, right?
True.
I never knew he was going to even play.
Yes.
Then he played the game and scored the goal.
Yep.
Then now he's close to being a regular for the national team.
Yep.
So if you bring in Cristantus, a player that can dribble, that is strong, tall, energetic, athletic.
I think a totally different profile from all our midfielders.
I'm losing adjectives to qualify this guy.
Kevin is in love, guys.
No.
Kevin is in love.
This is a proper player, right? And you bring in an Halassan that plays for England Revolution in the MLS, and that is still chopping bench. It's still chopping bench. Come on.
Kevin.
So I think because of the quality of the games, right? Maybe if it was a dead rubber, maybe we would have said, let me invite them. But 1 point and dead rubber, what's the difference?
True.
No. Tell me, what's the difference between a point and 2 dead rubber games?
Personally, I think that this should have been the game that Iguavon gets to try a lot of new faces. Do I expect that the NFF is going to arrange a couple of friendly matches before we go into our next World Cup qualifiers? But this should have been the game where, in a competitive situation, we actually try a few more names that have not really broken out with the national team.
Not too many names, right? Because we know.
At least.
So the thing is that, do you know why it's painful, right? The strikers position, we're blessed with a lot of strikers in this country at the moment. I think one of the best in the world, right?
Too many.
It's difficult for you to look at the country and say, oh, they have players in the profile of Victor Boniface, Victor Osimhen,
no other country has
Taiwo Awoniyi, Kelechi Iheanacho,
no other country
Oban, Terem Murphy,
Victor Olatunji.
We have like 10 quality strikers that are starters for their clubs, or close to being starters. A lot of some of them are not starting, but these are like quality players, and you decide to go for the ones that have the least form. Come on. I think we need to do better. Then some people are already throwing the stuff of quota in the national team. I don't want to talk about quota in the national team, right? So let's not talk about quota in the national team.
I don't believe that holds up.
You understand?
I don't believe
let's just leave that out of
I don't believe
out of this discussion. But what I believe is that we can do better.
Let us just know that the coach at this moment knows his players. He knows the players that will execute and do the business for him. And he has invited those players at this point. Please, all of those guys on Ohis TV, kindly take note that we haven't dropped this list. We're also analyzing it. Do not drag me and my ear.
So the thing is that we can also give. It's not like I'm trying to like patch anything. You know the Southgate and Calvin Phillips kind of stuff, and Maguire.
Even Maguire.
So it happens.
He was not playing for Man U, but he was the coach person.
It happens, but you know what happened during those periods, right? The coach also collected a lot of banter.
No, definitely.
And that's what we're doing. We're just replicating the energy.
I made the argument for Tanimu for a last international break, and somebody almost told me slippers. I was like, what the heck is going on here?
So let's try to be fair, right? Let's try to be fair with this list.
Definitely.
Because I think Tolu deserves a call up, honestly.
I think Tolu deserves a call up.
Do you know? So last season he played 29 games in the league and scored 8 goals.
Yes.
And with just 13 games this season, is equaled the number of goals he scored last season. This is a man in form. So this guy has been through a lot.
True.
You look at his journey. He started in Latvia.
True.
From Latvia, I think he went to France with Angers.
Yes.
Then he went to Cologne, where he didn't do very well. Then he started with Genk, where he started slowly. And now that he's picking up, he's in contention for the Golden Boots.
Yes.
Despite the fact that the season just started, this is a player we also need to encourage.
Let me say this, right? I am not saying anybody should have been dropped, but Tolu Arokodare deserves a call up to a national team based on current form. In fact, even if you argue that Cyril Dessers might not be in the list, based on he had a little patch where he went cold and now he's back,
which is pretty recent.
Yes, but at least Tolu or Cyril should have been invited for this international window. Not just because I think they are informed, but because Eguavon categorically said he will be invited in the next window.
So I don't want to quickly close this, right? Because we've been talking too much. We've talked for a very long time.
Okay.
So sometimes, I'm not a footballer, right? But if I was a footballer, sometimes when you invite me, I'll say, okay, I know they come for this one. No, I know they come. I know they come.
National team invite hard though.
I guess more.
National team invite hard to get though.
When you don't deserve it, you kind of like, come up and...
National team invite hard to get, my guy.
You understand?
May you don't know. You're not going to invite you, may you say no they come.
Hey, to all of those invited, we wish you guys all the best in Côte d'Ivoire and in Uyo.
All right, guys, just to clarify, Ball and Banter, myself, Modo Victor directly, will be in Abidjan and will be in Uyo to give you all the gist from the Super Eagles camp, live and direct, trainings, behind closed door trainings, interviews, everything will be there to deliver it. So just follow with Victor Modo on YouTube and also Ball and Banter podcast on YouTube, and we're going to give you all the information as we get it.
See you guys.